This applet is one of the most useful applets out there, and just about everyone, I think, could use this unless you work from home. It's the ability to track your business miles so that come tax season, you're able to deduct those off and write them off your taxes. And so it's very important to record your business miles for more reasons even than just taxes, but we're going to show you how to automate that. Now, there is one caveat to this applet. Zapier could handle it a little bit differently, but for if, this applet is just for the trips that you make on a regular basis. So to and from usually the same place or places. This isn't necessarily for someone who's driving around to different locations all the time. And I'll show you why as we create this. First off, like always, here we are at the IF website, and we will go to create a new applet. This is one of those applets that requires you to have the IF app installed on your phone. That way you can record location. There's other things and other services out there that you can actually attach into your car, and it will save all the locations your car goes to. But as long as you have your phone on you, this applet's going to work great. So download the IF app on your phone before we move forward. And then when you got that done, we'll create this app. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is click this, and we're going to type in location. When we click that, it's going to tell you, hey, we're going to use information from your cell phone, the Wi-Fi and GPS, to determine your approximate location. And like I said, it requires you to download the app. So we'll click connect because I have it downloaded. And then what we want to do is choose when you enter an area. And we're going to set this up so that when you enter your place of business, that's going to be the trigger to then record in a Google spreadsheet the round trip it takes to get from home to work. And then of course back, the round trip. So when we click, you enter an area and search for your business address. I'm going to search this here in Nashville, which is somewhere I go a lot for business. So anytime I enter this area, we'll create the trigger. That was simple. And again, you can do this and make multiple applets based on different areas. So it doesn't have to just be one. If you go to certain clients' business offices, then you can put that in there, or whatever you do on a routine basis, you can punch it in and make a new applet. So whenever we enter that area, we are going to add to a Google Sheet. So we'll click connect to make sure we're connected into Google. Okay, and what we want to do is add a row to a spreadsheet. We're going to, each row we have is going to be a new entry. So if you haven't done it already, you can go into Google and make a spreadsheet, or you can just set it up here and it's going to create it yourself. The only thing that you might want to go in and adjust after it's been created through IF is the titles for each of the columns. This isn't going to set that up for you. It'll just record the raw data. So I'll show you what I mean in a second. The spreadsheet name, we're going to type in business mileage. And then we can enter in the information for that row. And these three pipes are going to signal and indicate a different cell. So it's going to move over to this next column in that row. So the first ingredient we have here is occurred at, and then the next cell is an image with the location that you entered, right? I don't think we want the URL of the image. I'm not that concerned about it. So we'll exit that out. And we just want the URL of the location. And then the very last thing we want, and this is what you kind of have to do manually just once though, is record the round trip mileage from into the office. And for me, mine's just 14.2 miles, so I'm going to enter that in. and you can just calculate that using Google Maps and directions. And then we signal which folder and which path to go through in Google Drive, and we're going to just type this in and create the action. Okay, perfect. And yeah, I'm going to receive a notification whenever this runs, because maybe sometimes I enter an area and I'm not on business. I'm just going to that area for some reason. Then I want to be notified, and that way I can go in and make a note or delete that data entry. So we'll click finish. Okay, well that's it. Again, if you have multiple locations, create more applets and have that all set up for you, and that's going to automate a lot of that recording that you're going to need come tax time. All right, see you in the next lecture.